It's an often overused cliche when we have conflict, to use the term, we're going to war. But I know when we basically hunkered down in our war room with the command staff, we started talking about what it was going to look like when the coronavirus showed up and how could we protect ourselves from an invasion. Because one of the things that we were concerned about was that jail population and how we might address protecting those incarcerated as well as our corrections officers who were working in the front lines with those inmates. We were housing about 220 inmates per day. Sometimes that would rise to 240, dip to 190. At the very lowest during the height of the pandemic, I think we got down to about 85 to 90 inmates. And even today, as we continue to navigate the situation, we're at about 150 inmates. We looked for people that were already sentenced to crimes that were not considered violent, and then worked with our criminal justice partners on releasing them, either through some community control or deferring their sentencing for a later time. We also took a look at the other members of the criminal justice system, including the courts, our prosecutor's office, and making sure we're working with our judges and probation as well. When we came to the table or requested that our criminal justice stakeholders come to the table, everybody came with a problem-solving mindset simply because those relationships and the trust had been created well in advance of the crisis.
I felt that when the pandemic hit, and we were very reactive, but there was a lot of confusion. And when you work with the jail population, they're in a state of confusion already. They may be withdrawing. They're dealing with mental health symptoms. They don't know what's going to happen with their criminal case. They don't know who's watching their kids or if they're still going to have their apartment when they get out. And then all of these unknowns of how to access treatment with COVID. So what we did was just compile a list of who was open, how to access them, what you need, how to download WebEx, how to download Zoom, kind of the etiquette to do virtual meetings, and just made sure that everybody was informed. Our community partners, they not only work with the jail, but they work with the court systems as well. So we were all in this together, moving to this virtual platform to where we just kind of approved it together as a system as opposed to individual. And then we were up and running like 2 days later.
I think everybody's a little bit more cognizant of who's in jail, why they're in jail, and how long do they have to stay in jail. Can their bond be reduced in such a manner that it's not creating risk in the community, but yet reducing the population of our overall jail count?